Hey everybody, welcome back to my Technique Tuesday videos. I hope everyone is doing well today. We're just going to dive right on in. And on today's video, I want to talk about, and I know it's going to sound crazy, but tearing techniques, right? So when it comes to doing layouts, a lot of times we can layer up different papers, and one of the ways that we do that is by tearing. And with tearing, there's two major techniques, okay? You can either tear towards yourself or you're going to tear away from yourself. So right here, I'm tearing away from myself. So you see on the pattern paper that it's very clean. I'll show you on the flip side. But you can see if y'all was tearing towards myself, it would create that white strip on the left side. Okay. And then you have your layer like that, right? You can do your layers. Now, the other way, obviously, if that was tearing away, if you tear towards yourself, which we're going to do this time, you can see that the white core of the paper coming through, and that instantly gives you distinction between your plain paper on the bottom and the paper that you're tearing. Okay. And then if you want to enhance it, then you do stuff like inking your edges and using like your any of your neutrals would work, like your black soot, tea dye. I use a lot of Tim Holtz distress inks, mostly in the oxides, but use whatever you have. But when you color it, it'll help determine the different layers. Now, with this blue paper, I wanted to show you this because on this paper, it doesn't matter. You can do it towards you can do it away from you, because the core color of the paper is the navy blue. So you don't have any white that's going to peek out. Okay, so with this one, if you want distinction, you're gonna have to ink your edges. So if it's a darker paper, then I would just use my black soot, or like what's that? I can't even think of what the last dark brown he had that came out. Is it scorched timber or something like that? Yeah, but I pulled out the black soot real quick because I wanted you to see. Okay, so this is the one with the white edge. We're just going to create our layers. Now, and if you really want it to be like a really dark black, then I would grab the black soot regular ink, like just distress inks. Don't use oxide. Oxide has more of a charcoaly element to it because of the ink type. And there you can see the different layers. I think I'm trying to find like a piece of paper. Yeah, because I wanted to kind of like lay it out to show you. So you could do things like this. You could, like I said, ink your blue piece that you're using. And then with these layers, you're able to tuck things in. When we actually take this technique and do it with our layout, you'll see that you can like tuck things underneath depending on how you tape and glue. So I think probably one of my favorite things to do is to tear. I like tearing paper and layering it that way, in the middle, on the right side, left side, top, bottom, however you want to do it. I don't think there's a wrong way. I love how this looks as far as final projects go. So the difference with the straight line and then with the curve, the torn line, because you can like ruffle up the edges. There's just so much you can do. Really and truly, it seems like a really simple technique, but it's one that I think a lot of times people are afraid to do. Like they don't want to tear. Like, what if I tear it wrong? Who cares? Tear it wrong. It'll be all right, because there is no wrong way to tear. unless you don't want to see like that core of the paper. If you have the white on the inside of the paper and you go to tear it and you see it and you don't want to, then just make sure you tear away from yourself. So the piece that you're tearing is what you're going to toss to the side, and the piece in your other hand is where you're that you're actually using on the project. Make sense? And it works either way, right-handed or left-handed. You just want to make sure whichever hand you're tearing with, that hand is either going away from you for no white or tearing towards you to get white. So I'm showing you here, like you can tuck in photos, you can tuck in little pieces, you can tuck in ephemera. I think on the one that you're going to see coming up, the project, I want to say I wound up even putting like stickers in the different layers. So we're going to have some fun. Ooh, other tools. So there's things like rulers that you can buy that actually you can tear your paper with and it creates edges. This is one of the small ones from Tim Holtz, and I'm going to try and cut up a few things. So like with the scissors, okay, there are scissors that you can use that will create like a jagged edge, right? If you're somebody who just does not want to risk ripping and but you want to have a pretty decorative edge, these, you could probably find these scissors at any like Goodwill, places where people have dropped off crafting supplies. Yeah, because these are old school. So, but they're effective. They still work, you know what I mean? And they still create an edge for you that can look torn without you tearing. Okay? Now, this one, it gives you like do they call it a deco edge? I forget what they call this. But when you cut, I'm gonna hold it up. Okay, it creates a very fine decorative edge. So if you want a little bit of distress, but not too much, then this particular tool would definitely work best for you. Because it just gives you enough detail. And I like using it for my, like my photo mats. Because I don't necessarily want like a huge contrast, but you just want like a little bit of an interesting edge, if that makes sense. So you have big tools, you have rulers, you have your own hands that you can use to tear. And there's probably other devices that I haven't even thought about. I'm showing you, this is like perfect layers. So this would create more of a straight line, but they do have different rulers you can get that you can literally lay your paper down, put the ruler, and then start tearing and have a nice decorative edge. I thought I had bought some, but I don't have them, so I can't share them with you. But join me tomorrow with the next video where we're actually going to create a layout using the tearing technique. Thanks again, you guys, for joining me today. I hope you are enjoying the series coming back. I'm enjoying doing it. It's fun to get to play around and try different things again. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great day.